Hello, album enjoyers. Liam here. Just a quick message about this week's episode. You may have heard it last week. We basically had a bit of an issue in the studio, so the audio quality is not up to the standard we would usually like to put it out. We toyed with just scrapping the eps, which was, we didn't want to do that because they're both really good episodes with really good guests, and Christopher is still away, so it would have meant us missing a week or releasing more patrons. Either way, what we've done is we've put this out. We got editor extraordinaire Chris Thorburn to clean up the audio best we could. We think it's fine, but if you were wondering why it's just not the usual standard, that's why. Just a couple of issues in the studio. So it's just this week with Chris Thorburn, next week with Josh Pugh, and then we are back to usual, baby. Enjoy the episode. Thank you for your patience while we're dealing with this, and have a lovely week.
Just a quick word to you, dear listener. A little reminder to sign up to the Enjoying Album Patreon. Christopher, what are some of the benefits for our Enjoying Album Ultras, as we like to call them?
If you become an Ultra,
yes,
you get early access, and it's getting earlier and earlier.
Yeah. It actually wakes you up in the morning. Chris just turns up at your house and shakes you awake and then throws a podcast in your face.
Top tier benefit. You wake up, I'm in your bed, and I'm shouting at you saying, "Hey, new podcast!" No, that isn't one of the benefits. There are actual benefits. You get exclusive. I mean, probably like 10 hours of bonus episodes at this point. You
Oh my God, there's so
Williams,
many. Yeah.
Iron Maiden, fucking
Hamilton, Mogwai.
What's the recent ones we've been doing?
Ed Sheeran.
The new Ed Sheeran Patreon episode where we listen to Ed Sheeran's new record,
Yes.
Subtract. And, you know, it has subtracted hours from our lives.
Yes.
And, you know,
but enjoyable for you to listen to. The Ratings.
The Ratings, we'd listen to that.
We're at war with their fan base. There's loads of really good episodes already on there, and you get another new, fresh episode. It's just the same as these episodes, but hey, no adverts for starters.
If you dig the podcast and you want to hear more of the podcast, become an Ultra, support it. Patreon was built on a culture of soundness, to quote Blind Boy Boat Club, and yeah, it's sound to help. If you dig it, then
yeah. If you like the pod, the best way to support is to sign up to the Patreon. It's £5 a month. Also, very, very, very soon we will be announcing some live dates for the podcast at the Edinburgh Festival and perhaps beyond. And patrons will get first dibs on tickets for that. So if you want to come to that, the best way to make sure you get a ticket is to join the Enjoying Album Patreon. Other than that.
Before we talk to Chris Thorburn, special guest, about Rae Jepsen's 2005 smash hit, I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning, we've got to take a question from the listener.
This is from Petros Patsilivias. I'm so sorry if I've said that wrong. Petros Patsilivias.
Can I read that? I can read.
Petros Patsilivias.
This is Petros Patsilivias.
Yes. Who asks, what are some of your favourite films about music?
Favourite film about music? God, gotta be Wild Wild West. Kidding on. My favourite, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I've never seen it.
Probably my favourite film.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's like John C. Reilly?
Yeah, John C. Reilly, and a kind of
I do like John C. Reilly.
pastiche of music biographies. So, like in the Ray Charles movie, Ray Charles can't see, so in this one he has no sense of smell, and that's like the big tragic moment in his life.
Right, okay.
And then the Johnny Cash film, when his brother gets killed in a kind of Robert Frostian buzzsaw mill accident, he cuts, him and his brother are having a machete fight, and he cuts his brother in half, and his dad never forgives him. He goes, "Wrong kid, Dad," and then he cuts his dad in half.
So is that like a Marvin Gaye reference as well?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Probably more a Johnny Cash thing though. What about you? What's your favourite film of music?
I loved Control, the Joy Division movie with Samantha Morton.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell, I think it is.
It's funny they don't get into how Ian Curtis was a big Tory.
But it's probably the best shot music movie because it's Anthony Corbijn who did he was their photographer, and it was his like debut, and it's like black and white, and
It's stunning.
Every single shot is incredible.
Yeah, it's really, really good, that film. It doesn't get into the fact that he was
I ignored it.
Margaret Thatcher, and listen, Thatcher comes up.
He's just a contrarian, so I think he's just saying things just to be controversial in this area.
Bit like you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I cannot, that's me all over. I love Ian Curtis. I don't care if he's a Tory. He killed himself, and that's what all Tories should do, ultimately. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to the Enjoying Album podcast with me and Liam. Special guest Chris Thorburn this week.
Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, is the Edinburgh Festival. And at the Edinburgh Festival, you can see both mine and Chris McGutherboyd's shows. We're both doing shows here, live, at Monkey Barrel Comedy. Tickets are very much available. You can get them from the Edinburgh Fringe website. We hope you come. Both shows are fantastic. I made a joke before, a couple of weeks ago, that our shows were going to get nominated for Best Show. I want to retract that. They're actually going to cancel the awards because our shows have been deemed too popular and too successful and too funny, and they're going to invent new awards just for me and Chris, which I'm excited about.
What's your award going to be? The guy who's had his dick and balls exploded and has to leave the podcast for that.
Yes, that's it's just me. I'm the only person nominated for that.
I'm going to be baldest comedian.
And that is actually a crowded field. So well done.
Not really anymore. The new crowd, they've all got hair.
There's a lot of baldies, man.
Is there?
Yes.
Who? Name some bald comedians.
I'm not going to do that.
Why?
Andy Parsons, your mate.
I'm going to be opening for Andy and Dumfries in Glasgow. Would you like? Yeah.
The bald double.
I'm not bald, man. Not that there's anything wrong with being bald, but
Well, how can you be nominated for baldest comedians if you're going around saying you're not bald?
I don't know, man.
Listen, it's a great...
It's all politics.
It's a great episode. It's all politics, man. It's a great episode with wonderful Chris Thorburn. We're talking about Bright Eyes. Wonderful album. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Patrons are going straight into the episode. Non-patrons are getting a little advert right now. Bye.
This episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Guys, you've been listening. You know the deal. It's stuff to shave your balls with, and it works. They've been long-term sponsor of the pod. We've both used the products regularly. Our downstairs bits are in tip-top condition because of... and you can get 20% off with the album code, with the code album20 even.
Album20 code gives you a discount and you can get grooming products that are cut-free technology.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't even look at my cock and balls when I'm shaving them. I just take what's it called? The lawnmower?
Yes, the lawnmower. I actually put a blindfold on to test the...
I'm like one of those samurais who's so fucking in touch with like the force that they don't even need to see to have a samurai fight. They just take the lawnmower.
Yeah,
they don't. I do. I just go at it, man.
You know that
I've
scene
never
in
bled out my
Star
cock
Wars
less.
when they put the blindfold on Luke and there's the little ball like flying around him and he knows where it is. That's what I'm like with Chris's balls.
That's what we'll do each other, and it's fine to do that, and it's not weird. And
Fine, not at all.
It's just two platonic friends shaving each other's balls with
Yeah.
Manscaped, and you don't need somebody like that in your life. You know, you can do it yourself,
But it's nice if you do.
It's nice if you do.
Album 20, get on it. Thanks so much.
You're listening to Enjoy an Album, the podcast where two comedians listen to some of the greatest albums of all time. Each generation has one, a singer-songwriter who can really capture the imagination against all odds. Prolific, but never too aloof. Accessible, but not too easy. If, at the bottom of everything, doesn't confirm Oberst as yours, then there's an undiscovered talent out there on a scale we can't even start to imagine. Bewitching storytelling giving way to catchy folk pop, you'd struggle to find anything to match. It's Bright Eyes.
I'm wide awake, it's morning.
And sitting here with us this week as special guest extraordinaire, the man himself, Chris Thorburn, honk honk honk, make up the noise, the Cinnamon himself.
He's not saying that. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No.
I don't mean Paul Sinner.
No, it's false.
Has his legal team been in touch about the show?
They're legally distinct.
Also, I'd love to mention Chris is writer of one of the best tweets of all time, according to the Guardian newspaper.
What?
Did you know that? The Guardian, was it the Guardian put you on a list of the top tweets of all time?
Wait, did they?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know.
Well, that Elliot Gould tweet. I'm sure there was an article about it where maybe... okay.
It got brought up in the Guardian.
Yeah.
Somebody like in the Guardian was, I don't know, it was like a list of like just some of their favorite funny things. But yeah,
That's right. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, that means best tweets of all time. I don't mean to...
Is that your French poster? Well,
Yes. We're very happy to have you here, Chris. Chris, what was the list that Chris gave us of potential albums we could cover?
do you remember what else? I think Neutral Milk Hotel in the aeroplane over the sea.
Was that a suggestion?
That was a suggestion.
Why the fuck wasn't I told that? I have that on...
You're not part of the
Vinyl.
conversation.
I had a couple Carly Rae Jepsen albums because I am trying to get you guys Carly pilled.
Who was it? Were we doing a gig together with an open spot who I've only met that one time, I think. What's his name?
Craig Wilson, yeah.
And so he was also going to see Rae Jepsen.
Mm-hmm. And you were confounded.
It was like the two of you were discussing going to see Rae Jepsen, and he paid for the VIP experience the second time, I understand, which included the meet and greet.
Yeah, I did not do that. I just paid standard tickets, and I was like, I'm going to try to convince her to come across the road, go to the Lauriston.
Is Carly aware of your mashup work?
I don't think she is. No, the Carly the cinema videos during lockdown.
Would you like her to be aware, or would you rather she didn't see it?
I don't know. She seems to understand. Like, she's like, I attract a weirdly dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
I was on the train back from Glasgow after a gig on the night that Rae Jepsen was playing.
Right.
And so my train was chock-a-block with jet heads.
Yeah.
And I was said it in a group chat or something. And Roscoe McClellan, previous pod ruiner, phoned me to sing an entire Rae Jepsen song down the phone to me.
The Loneliest Time?
Maybe. And he was insisting that I put it on speaker so all the train jet heads could listen and dance along, but I did not. I declined the...
That would have been good.
It would have been a bit weird for me to have held up a phone.
You hate interacting with people on public transport.
Yeah, I'm famous for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, you haven't chosen Rae Jepsen. We're doing Bright Eyes.
Yes.
Conor Oberst's, Naughty's, alt folk Americana.
That's a good way of putting it,
Yeah.
Co-released at the same time as he put out an electro-pop album as well. Put two out at the same time.
How do you think he feels about the fact that, the other one, Digital Ash and a Digital Iron, folk like it, but this one, was the big album, and, he put them both out on the same day. It's this one was huge, and it's kind of do you like this one as well? It's yeah, it's fine, but this one,
Chris has actually brought the CD. Usually we've got vinyl records.
To all of our Zoomer listeners, a CD is a compact disc.
Do you know CDs actually came back?
Yeah. Everything comes back.
Yeah. But it says on the wee sticker, it says one of two new albums by Bright Eyes. So this must have been did you get the CD when it came out?
I did, yes. I think maybe later that this was the album that I kind of discovered them. Yeah. I wasn't already a Bright Eyes fan. It was this was the one had the singles that sort of went big and. Yeah.
Just if you're an early noughties sad boy, then this was the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
Bonnie Prince Billy was big with a few of those guys as well.
I think Neutral Milk Hotel is a kind of magic realist thing though, where it's if I could go back in time and shag Anne Frank, that would be sick.
I mean, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
No. But I am because I'm a time traveling paedophile. Despite what some people say about me, but this is more more a realist thing, isn't it? It's not quite as fantastical.
So, how did you come across Bright Eyes, Chris?
I think it was as I say, it's sort of mid-noughties, and a few years before, I've been really into pop punk. Just all that kind of Blink-182, Newfound Glory, Sum 41.
They're all time traveling pedos.
They are.
Yeah. They were just doing it in where they're from.
Yeah, that's true.
Same timeline.
And I think there's an evolution from there. Was listening to a lot of punk and stuff like that, but then you get a little bit older, about 15 at this point, and then you start to get into indie, and you're like, oh, I'm a sensitive boy.
I have feelings.
I have emotions that aren't shouting at people.
Yeah.
I'm more than just a skateboarder, mum.
The baggy jeans go away, the skinny jeans come in. You start painting your nails.
Music to my ears.
Yeah, it's weird that you guys a couple episodes you brought up Damien Rice, because that was another beige album covers, that Damien Rice, Death Cab for Cutie.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Transatlanticism.
Popularized by you guys ever watched the OC?
What's the guy's name? Seth Cohen?
Seth Cohen, yeah, he had the big poster of transatlanticism on his wall.
I never really. I think I watched the OC for the first time recently, but people always used to go, "Oh, you're dead like him,"
right?
In school and stuff, because we both liked Chuck Klosterman books. And, indie rock music and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, I never watched UFC. I think someone from The Wire was in it, so I had a brief interest of it because that's,
You only know about other media through Wireship.
yes,
Wire worship.
that's all I watch is stuff that's connected to The Wire. The Wire factor.
The extended Wire universe.
That's what that Kanye song was about. Like, oh, I know that actor through The Wire.
String about me selling drugs. Okay, I'll never mention it again then. Fine. I thought this was a culture podcast, but I guess not. Yes, I said podcast instead of podcast. Move on, please. Christopher, what was your relation with Bright Eyes prior to this week's episode?
Well, as you can see, all visual listeners, I'm wearing my Bright Eyes t-shirt.
It looks like Bright Eyes has been written on a sort of slice of toast.
No, it doesn't look like toast.
I think it does.
Like music notes. It's like an old-fashioned chart. It's like an old-fashioned music note. It's like a kind of 60s, but they're not really like that. They don't sound like that. So I think I got this. I was saying when we got the train through. Sorry to me and Chris got the train through here.
Yes.
Not up to Edinburgh. Through to Edinburgh. Yeah, we came through, and then I was saying, I've had this t-shirt since I was 18, and now I'm 30. Just like 12 years old. And yesterday I was wearing my Slayer t-shirt that I got when I was like 14.
That's mad that you can still fit into all those clothes.
I'm really thin, but not in a healthy way.
But you haven't really grown since you were 14.
Are you supposed to?
I think so a bit. When do you stop growing?
12?
I think you stopped growing at 12.
I just maxed out. Man.
Sure, but you're a short king.
Yeah. So and actually,
that's one of the things people don't talk enough about shortcut kings. I mean, they
shortcut kings.
About short kings is that they can keep the clothes from their childhood for much longer.
Yeah.
All of those clothes are mine. All of my Wire t-shirts. I outgrew them all.
All your Stringer Bell vests. So actually, in that t-shirt journey is kind of similar to my music journey in that I wasn't really listening to pop punk that much when I was like 14, 15. I was listening to like Slayer and Megadeth, and then getting into like the Rock Band, Guitar Hero games, and then I just remember hearing Maps by Yes and being like, oh my god, this is so much.
They don't love you like I love you. They don't love you like I love you.
So the last 2 weddings I've been to now, like
both yours?
No,
Polygamous king.
Get through them. I tell you, I was at a wedding last Sunday. This one doesn't go, but the ones before that. One had their first dance song, First Day of My Life by Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
The next one had Maps by the Yes. Just all the 2000s indie kids are now in their 30s getting married.
Yeah. I'm going to get married to an airplane over the sea.
To Anne Frank.
Yes.
So I kind of went from like heavy metal to indie folk, and I remember specifically the first time I listened to this. I was 16 years old in Barcelona. And I was Barcelona. And I was having a great time. And this album just like saved my life. It's beautiful.
And how long were you living in Barcelona for at this time?
I think I was there for 4 days.
Yeah, okay.
But it was a big holiday. It was the first time I listened to The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. And the first time I listened to Wide Awake This Morning by Bright Eyes.
Right.
Just a sad boy woke up. I realised I'd been a sad boy the entire time, but I'd been listening to angry boy music about Satan and Nazis.
I'm not angry. I'm sad.
I'm angry about how sad I am.
Yeah.
But not.
And I'm sad about how... Oh,
yeah, I was actually sad about how angry I was as well. That comes later when you get a bit older, but this is what I think this is probably the best album of the Noise.
Wow, that's a bold early claim.
Yeah. I love it. I've wanted to do this since we started the podcast.
So I didn't really know Bright Eyes until I was about 18, but I'm a couple of years older than you, so it's been about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And just after I moved to America, I briefly dated an American girl.
You moved to America?
Oh, I can't speak today.
You moved to Edinburgh?
I moved to Edinburgh,
Yeah.
that's what I meant to say, and I dated an American.
It's never came up with that you lived in San Francisco.
I've drank half a cold brew, and I think I'm losing my mind.
Right.
This is the highest I've been in over 8 years.
Put the cup on your head and cool your head then.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Can?
No, just stay away from me. Okay, Chris is now resting an iron brew can on my forehead, and I have to say it's not relaxing.
It's not?
No, okay, it's rather unsettling. So I moved to Edinburgh and I dated an American girl who was very big into this sort of music. Death Cab for Cutie, Postal Service, and Bright Eyes. And that's where I first heard of This is the First Day of My Life. And I was like, this is fucking great. And so I listened to the album a few times that summer and have dipped in every now and then since then. I kept up with Conor Oberst. He did, I've mentioned before, Better Oblivion Community Center with Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
Fantastic album.
And you love the bisexual nose ring girl extended cinematic universe, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a big part of that. And I think this album probably is included in that.
No way!
You don't think
Shut
so?
up.
You don't think bisexual girls with nose rings dig this?
No, I know that they do.
Yeah.
They're not making it. He's a little emo fringe Omaha country boy.
I think if you've done an album with Phoebe Bridgers, you're included.
Yeah.
To say.
Conor Oberst is like the Nick Fury of the boy genius kind of Avengers type thing. Like, he is the origin. Because I was listening to a podcast of Phoebe Bridgers talking about this album. Like, it's her favorite album.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Her talking about going from like being a fan to being a friend.
I'm fucking excited.
What? Oh, yeah. Tell me you're a fucking loop machine. What? Oh, yeah.
I like the drum kit for sure. I want to stop recording this and go listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
That's why I was so excited then.
Well, please don't say that because then our listeners might do that.
Don't listen to this all the way through. Please. You made it past the adverts, you might as well.
So Phoebe Bridgers was talking about this album.
Yeah.
What's she saying?
I mean, she's just kind of talking about like, you know, how much, you know, she loves it, and like just the weird way that she's gone from like, you know, she's, you know, right about the same age as us, and like, you know, like she grew up listening to Bright Eyes, and now she's just pals with Conor, and like, you know, just like, and they've made music together.
It's crazy. I mean, you've been through something similar recently because you've always been a big fan of Jim Davidson, and now you're on tour with him.
Never been through a generation. I did love him growing up. I thought Generation Game was sick, but you're such a weasel. You're like a little mucky.
Let's do speaking of mucky, let's do some digging on the background to Conor Oberst.
Secret Posho, secret Posho. You do it fast and it feels like nacho. Got no money, you got dash bro. Secret Posho.
So as mentioned already, Conor Oberst is from Omaha, Nebraska. His dad was an information manager. I don't know what that means.
It's like Chandler Bing's job.
Yeah.
Transport instead or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think it's pretty good. It was for an insurance company called Mutuals of Omaha, which the Mutuals, which was
What are Mutuals of Omaha?
It's in the Fortune 500. That means it's like in the 500 biggest companies in America. And his mum was the education director for Omaha Public Schools. So I'm looking at pretty upper middle class.
Upper middle class.
He went to Crichton Prep School, which is a private Jesuit high school for boys.
Come on, brother.
Alumni includes Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase right there?
Yeah.
Junior or senior?
Oh, I don't know. But
the $1 Million Man.
oh yeah, it just said WWE next to his name. And I thought Chris will know who that is.
Yes,
so who's that?
He was like, it was kind of problematic because he was like a millionaire guy, and he would invite children into the ring, and he would say, "I'm going to give you $100 if you can bounce this basketball 10 times."
Right.
And then when they got to 8, he would just kick the ball away, and he was sick. But the problematic thing was that he was like a well, he was like, that was cool, that was fine, but problematic thing was he was
what a hook.
as a rest. He was evil.
Yeah. I sound it.
He bought the WWE Championship off of Andre the Giant.
Right.
You can't do that, you need money.
Yeah.
And he owned a black man.
What?
He owned a black man called Virgil. Who was his manservant, but he owned him.
Okay.
It was very bad.
How far back are we going here?
1985.
Yeah.
So not old enough.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
like 1885 where it was.
Yeah, but still bad.
It was bad back then. And it was bad.
Despite what the time travelling pedos tell you.
Just why I say slavery's bad, but Ted DiBiase was class.
Also, when Alexandra Payne, who was the director of I'm Now Pronouncing You Chuck and Larry.
Oh, sick.
Wait, he didn't direct it. No.
Sorry, I forgot the Cinnamon.
Sorry.
He wrote it, maybe.
He was a co-writer on it. Because it's a weird one, because the stuff that he's directed
I
is
can't believe I've been called out like this.
No, but you're right. He did co-write it, and that's so weird because he does proper films. Like
About Schmidt was his
he did About Schmidt. He did Is the film called Nebraska? The one with
not Bowie,
Will Forte and Bruce Dern.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Yeah.
Man. That old guy's just losing it. You seen that black and white?
No.
Holy moly! Sad.
Oh, and he did Election as well.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but Chuck and Larry is the funniest one, so that's why I said it. But apparently it's wrong, okay?
We're all living.
His, Conor Oberst's sort of success story is like one of these fairy tale ones where he was brought on stage aged 12 and like ripped it. Like he was.
He kicked a bounce of basketball 8 times and he kicked it away.
There's a guy called Ted Stevens who knew him, who was playing, and he brought Conor Oberst on, who sang a song, and then there was someone called Bill Hoover in the audience, who was in another band, and he was like, "Hey, you're great. You can come open for me in like 3 weeks' time." And then Conor spent the next 3 weeks in his house, and he wrote a full set because he didn't have enough songs.
Wow.
And then he released his first album, age 13.
That's cool.
It's called Water. It's very hard to get to listen to.
It's hard to listen to because it's shite.
It's hard to get hold of. Like he's kind of like, you know, it's like an unofficial first album.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because like you listen to this record and he's 22 when it comes out, and you're like, how did you fucking get good enough by 22? And you're like, oh, he's been going for like, I don't know how to do maths, but like 8 years probably.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how I feel when I see those videos on the internet, and it's like a 10-year-old drummer, and they're like, oh my god, this child is so good at drums. It's like, when did they start? 4? They've been playing drums for 6 years. I'm not impressed. Fuck up.
I did first stand-up gig at like age 8 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
you should be. You are good.
Yeah, should be a lot better.
You
Should be a lot
should
more,
be like
be a lot more successful.
Jim Davidson level now.
Yeah, I mean that's even possible.
Yeah.
Some people just have a gift from God.
Davidson does.
I don't know if this is like I've sort of made this connection myself, right? But the name Bright Eyes. Like there's an Art Garfunkel song called Bright Eyes. So is it named after that?
I think it's probably that.
Yeah, it's like the Radiohead are named after the Talking Heads song. Radiohead, aren't they? But that leads me to this week's YouTube comment of the week.
Is that Unhinged?
I'll let you decide.
Unhinged YouTube comment of the week.
It's from Stephen Foster 1 month ago on Art Garfunkel's Bright Eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Which was featured in Watership Down, the song.
Oof. Yeah, devastating film.
Bestseller of 1979 and a classic from Watership Down, written by Mike Batt, who had wrote the Wombles songs and the theme tune to Summertime City on BBC One. Maybe he was thinking of Maggie Thatcher. She entered number 10 when this was number 1 on Thursday the 3rd of May 1979.
I thought when you said she entered number 10, she went to number 10 in the chart. I was like, when did Maggie Thatcher put out that single?
I just think that's wild that he thinks that...
This was the first day of my life. I'm glad I closed the mouths before I mentioned it.
Wow.
Pretty good manufacturing.
On the, you know, off the dome, fair fucks.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Did you get an Unhinged YouTube comment?
No, I tried digging for one, and all I got were so sad.
Everybody's just like, I remember when I met my grandfather for the first time when I was born, and I remember saying goodbye to him.
Yeah.
The whole time I knew him, first day of my life was playing in the background. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I had to go elsewhere for this week.
So I found a kind of funny sad one for first day of my life. Have you seen the music video for this?
Yeah, it's...
Oh!
It's directed by John Cameron Mitchell, the guy that did Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Oh, okay, cool.
I actually did know that. I knew that already.
Okay.
So it's like a series of people who are like listening to the song and reacting to it, and so it's like early 2000s, and so like there's like different types of gay couples, and people.
It wasn't cool yet to be gay.
Well, this is it, you know, and it actually, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the video to "You're Beautiful" by Christina Aguilera, which is basically rips this off, I think.
Yeah.
Who directed that?
I do know this.
No, come on.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it's a guy called David LaChapelle. Not Dave Chappelle. David LaChapelle, who did. I think he also did the Dirty video by Christina Aguilera and a bunch of the videos off of American Idiot.
You're meant to know, man.
I know.
What a great mental illness.
I could be wrong though. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna. It was directed by Jonas Öckerland.
Oh God! What? Okay. Was I just thinking of the Dirty video then? Probably.
I think
so.
so. I was surprised to hear that the director of Dirty was also the director of You're Beautiful, because they are very different vibes in the video.
It's about time for my arrival.
No matter what. You're beautiful.
That's that show, isn't it?
That's good stuff. No matter what they say, you only have to be lucky once.
So this is an Unhinged YouTube comment from the first day of life video, which is absolutely stunning, and it kind of predates that YouTube phenomenon of like watching people listen to music for the first time.
Yeah.
Which always makes me. I remember one of the first times I watched one of them, I was nearly crying. I was listening. It was a song I love, and it was these three guys listening to it for the first time, and they were just loving it, and I was like, oh, I wish I could listen to it. Which fair enough if it's like, you know, a beautiful piece of music, but it was like Holy War's The Punishment Due by Megadeth. Do you know what I mean? And but the back was going and like these guys going like, oh, this is sick. I was tearing up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that was an Unhinged YouTube comment from you today. So this guy from Scaffers 11 months ago, he said, rating this at the age of 18, just had the biggest and my first breakup in my entire life. Lol, lol, lol.
Who directed that?
Genius. Met this one girl in a game. She's cheerful, funny, gorgeous, and we had so many mutual interests. This girl is the type that want to make you fall in love.
Wait, met her in a game? Is that what you said?
That means. I don't know what a lot of this means.
Okay.
This girl is the type that want to make you fall in love. Make you lost track of time when you're together with her and makes you feel loved all the time. I was mad, seriously falling for her. The way she talks, the way she jokes, the way she cares about me just makes the day. But yeah, unfortunately, our love story is ephemeral. We ended on good times. Still, I can't get over her. It's been 3 months, I guess. Nevertheless, glad that I didn't die before I met her.
Oh.
So as this comment comes to an end, I'll try my best to move through our new pages, to try moving on and living my life with heads up, not wasting my time grieving. This is truly the first day of my life.
Wow.
And then he replies to himself, also just got rejected by a lot of universities. I mean, a lot. The only things that keep me sane is listening to music and going to the gym. Even when in the gym, I am still getting devoured by my thoughts. And then the smiley face that's like XD, so it's like eyes crossed, laughing out loud.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to the next chapter of my life. Wish me luck, yo!
Good luck, brother.
Now that I looked for about 4 or 5 minutes to find a funny one, and that one really got me.
That's good stuff.
Just got rejected by a lot of universities. I mean, a lot!
I like the idea of him listening to this Bright Eyes record in the gym.
Yeah.
Pumping iron.
First day of my life. Glad I got ripped before I met you.
So the album is about him moving to New York, I think is the idea. He's just moved there, and it's sort of like ruminations on the difference between where he grew up in Omaha and how it become pretty well known around there to suddenly being anonymous in New York City. I haven't been to New York. You've been there?
A little bit.
Chris, have you been to New York?
No.
Hey, you never been, bro? It's Film City.
I've never
Well, Hollywood.
Yeah, that's not.
Also Film City's in Dublin. But have you never been to New York City, baby?
I've never been to America.
They go Ghostbusters, though.
I know.
Yes.
It feels like you're in a dying film when you're there, I'll tell you that much. You're walking about going, whoa.
There's that steam coming out of grates.
There is?
Yeah.
I sat, the only bad thing that happened to me was I sat and chewing gum on the street.
What were you sitting on the street?
I can't remember. I was out. It was hot and I was in the queue for a Broadway film.
Right.
Broadway show.
Oh,
Yeah,
what'd you go
okay.
see?
I went to see it was a film about alternate universe where Hillary Clinton beat Barack Obama to run for president.
Ugh.
And John Lithgow played Bill Clinton.
Oh, okay.
Stunning performance. And Laura Dern, fun enough, Bruce Dern's daughter
Wow.
from Nebraska.
So anyway, this album.
This is one of the all-time 9/11 records.
Yeah, so we read that oral history that you found on, was it Vinyl Me Please or something?
One of my favourite websites, Vinyl Me Please.
Is that what it's called?
I'd never been there like before yesterday. It's like a vinyl website, but they do a little bit of music journalism to like plug their own, which is cool. I mean,
so they had an oral history of this record, and Conor was saying he'd moved to New York, and it was the first time he'd really become political or engaged in politics. He went and protested the Iraq War, was it?
Yeah,
the invasion of Iraq, post 9/11. I mean, look, this is another 9/11 album.
What do you think happened at 9/11?
I want it on record. What does Chris Thorburn want to say about 9/11?
What happened, bro?
If we're going with me when this album came out, I was inside job, mate. Inside job. I had that T-shirt, the Fat Records T-shirt that was "Not My President."
Yeah,
but that's not a stance. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
That's correct. George Bush is not your president.
Tony Blair.
But I was, I had the Michael Moore books, and I was insufferable.
So what happened to change your mind?
No, it's
Chris, come on. What? Why are we talking about 9/11?
That's what this podcast is. I don't care about music anymore. I want to get to the fucking truth.
I want to get to the
not my president.
Yeah.
Barack Obama. But whatever happened, it doesn't matter. But you can edit out. What do you think happened?
I know enough to know that I like.
It's not an inside job.
No, it's fishy. It's that one.
I like that.
That's the official enjoyment album line. It was a bit fishy. Okay.
9/11, a bit fishy.
Something was up that day.
What I really liked about that oral history was when they're talking about Emmylou Harris.
Yeah.
So Emmylou Harris has been featured on the podcast many times before.
The extended country.
Absolutely. We spoke about Linda Ronstadt, and she was big in that, and she's on the playlist somewhere as well, I think, as well as that First Aid Kit called Is it First Aid Kit? Do the song?
You put that, and I put one of the tracks for this record on the playlist because I put Lou on, I think.
I'll be your Emmylou.
Yeah, I was thinking this because there's a lot of kind of pedal steel Americana country folk indie music, and I'm like, wait, I've been saying I've been getting into country recently.
Yeah.
I've been getting into country for 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should shut up about it.
No.
But there's that beautiful part in that article where they're talking about when they actually sat with Emmylou Harris and she sang the parts. And it's one thing to listen to it back on the record, but to actually sit next to someone like that and hear them sing and how they all just started crying. That's really beautiful.
That's lovely.
This album is always beautiful all the way through. It's so consistent.
Yeah.
Like it does have the highs of the songs like First Day of My Life and Lua. Yes, it said First Days of My Life. Okay. I know. Leave me alone.
This is the first day of my life. Went to Boots to get that good shampoo. Got that fucking weird comb that's not good for anything else but lice. When are you going to bring out a comb that's good for lice and other times?
Are you okay?
I don't have enough room in my fucking travel bag for 2 combs.
You get those combs that've got like 2 different kinds of consistencies. Really go. Yeah.
I want one side for big lice and one side for wee lice.
So, one of the aims of this album was they were saying that the previous albums they felt like were overproduced.
Yeah.
So they wanted a real live sound to the album. So they recorded most of it. They said it was like 3 of them just standing in a circle around the microphone and just recorded it live.
Yeah, and like so.
The booklet's coming out.
Yeah, so the album that they brought out the same day, I think they said it took over like several months to like record and finish. But in here it says like for this one.
Yeah, they did.
For the most part, this record was recorded one freezing week in February of 2004 at Presto in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah.
Hell yes, man.
One freezing week.
One freezing week.
Yeah, that's cool. And then once you know that and you listen to it, you're like, fuck yeah, it does sound like that. Like you can imagine just playing it all the way through from start to end.
Yeah.
The closing song. Oh my god.
Road to Joy?
I absolutely love that. And then they just lose their shit. I love the closing song where they just lose their shit.
Get up, boys, make some noise!
Yeah. I think I quite, that connected with me a lot when I was little, because it was like, that last song, it erupts, and it's it's got energy to it. It's got a bit of anger to it, but it's coming from a very shaky little dainty man, you know, with that shaky voice. And but yeah, it just blows up to, you know, like all those trumpets and everything. It's got that kind of sort of a little bit of Neutral Milk Hotel, a little bit of Polyphonic Spree in there. But I like a lot of the songs on here. They start off so small and then they just kind of fucking bloom, you know.
Yeah, they just layer it, and then they blow up. It's great. And but that last song particularly. And what do you think it was like?
I think especially the last song coming, because like it kind of reminds me of not to say the coolest thing of all time, but it's kind of like Catcher in the Rye, because it's like set. Shut the fuck up. But
I'm not telling guests to shut the fuck up for laughing at your idiotic takes. How is the last song on this Bright Eyes album?
No, the whole record's like Catcher in the Rye, because the whole Catcher in the Rye going, why is this wee guy so sad? Why is he
He does go to New York as well.
Why is he being such a prick?
Yeah.
He goes to New York, and then near the end you realise, oh, he's sad because his brother died.
Yeah.
The Poison Oak, the second last song, is about him grieving his brother. So see that bit where he's like, my shirt is soaking wet from your brother's tears. He's talking about his own fucking tears, bro.
Yeah.
Sick.
And his brother, I think, financed his first couple of albums as well.
Come on.
Yeah. So actually, not as stupid a take as
No, it's not. It's actually very clever. And it's thick.
So what do you think of his? He's got this quivering sort of voice, Conor Oberst. It reminded me a bit of when we listened to Sinead O'Connor, because the way it's not a similar voice, I'm making, but him.
Sinead O'Connor was like, I am sprawled on your breast.
Sure, but the point I'm making is that they both, I feel like when they're singing lyrics, they are taking in the context of the lyrics into how they sing each word. You know, it's that style of singing.
Bertolt Brecht.
No, what is that? That's
It wasn't Brecht. What was it? Was that Italian thing?
Yeah, Bertolt Brecht was a playwright.
Yeah.
Yeah, who didn't do that?
No.
Why did you say his name?
What was the name of the cut? We just fucking spoke about it a year ago. What was his name? It was only 100 episodes ago.
Yeah.
It was that way of singing where you feel every word, but I think, he does have a very vulnerable voice. But
and it reminded me, when I was reading an interview with him, he spoke about how one of his major influences growing up was Robert Smith. And then when you actually think of that, the way that Robert Smith sings and the way that Conor Oberst sings, it does make sense. It has that sort of almost crying element to it.
Yeah.
Close to you.
Yeah.
Close. This is the first day of my life.
I would love to hear Robert Smith's cover of Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
You ever hear the one he did with Crystal Castles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's not Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke with them the other day. They cancelled. What? Conor Oberst?
No, they're not cancelled. One of them.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
But Conor Oberst was nearly cancelled.
He was, and it was a weird one that, like,
And so he was accused of sexual harassment or something like that. And then the girl came out and said, I made it up.
Yeah. And then I think he took a pretty good stance where he was just like, I'm very grateful and relieved for this, but also this is an anomaly.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, you know, when accusations come forward, do take them seriously.
Yeah, which is pretty principled considering you've been on the back end of a false accusation to then still be like, look, this isn't everybody.
You hear that Tim mentioned?
Oh, come on, Christopher. What does that mean?
No, I'm not saying he's been accused. I'm just saying he's like, people are getting cancelled and all this type of stuff.
Oh, is he?
He's one of the guys now.
Right.
I'm not saying he is a rapist. No, I'm not saying anything.
Wow.
Like, maybe you hear that, somebody else, you know? I'm not saying Tim Minchin's been accused of it. I'm just saying Tim Minchin is becoming one of those guys where he's like, what was he was saying that like cancel culture, being try to cancel somebody's as bad as climate change denial.
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
on the news? You've seen it on the news?
Have you heard some of his serious music now? He's got that song, like, all that, I could cheat on my wife. I won't, but I could.
I got the tattoo of their girlfriend's name so they didn't cheat on them. That was recently.
Oh, you guys were talking about someone doing that on the show, but also Kelsey Grammer definitely did it.
Kelsey Grammer, he's a big bad Republican.
Do you know who did that? Former opponent of Ted DiBiase, Undertaker.
Wow.
He had his wife's name, Sarah, tattooed on his neck. And then a couple of years later, people were like, what happened to the Sarah tattoo? And why are you shagging one of those young wrestlers?
Speaking of tattoos,
With 2 guys reviewing tattoos, 3 guys reviewing tattoos. We're gonna Google image search and then we'll choose. I need to stop doing that. Right, I'll try one more time. With 3 guys reviewing tattoos, we're gonna Google image search and then we'll choose if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boo. We're judging the ink and that's what we do. Full sleeve or face tat, big skull or wing bat. You pick the design, is it bad or just fine? A dragon or a skull, pretentious or dull. You cannot hide, and we will decide if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boo-hoo. Yeah.
Somehow felt longer today.
Yeah. I need to cut it down or something.
That was a long one.
Never change.
Never change. Never get better.
Does Conor Oberst have tattoos?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Would
see
you like to
them.
see it?
Yes, please. Oh, so this is the Bright Eyes official Instagram page, and this is Conor with it's a kind of take on the Flying V guitar.
No, it's not. It's a BC Rich Warlock, it's called.
Right, okay.
It's very popular with Slater. So it's kind of like my 2 t-shirts and a wee baby.
Okay, so he's naked and he's using that guitar to cover his cock and balls, and then
It's tongue in cheek and it's ball behind guitar for sure.
and the tattoo is a little sailing boat above his left nipple.
You ever see grown men's bodies and go, you're not hairy? You know? Sometimes I see a guy's like Roscoe's not got any hair on his body. He's like a dolphin.
Yeah.
I've got no hair. I'm actually wearing shorts today. You can see I've got hairless legs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
What's that about?
I've got smooth little merman legs.
Right.
What are we doing with that?
I don't know. Nothing happened. Did you happen?
Genetics?
Like, oh, my dad's a pretty hairy man. I don't know.
Your mum hairy?
Not really. Maybe I've got my mum's legs.
I've got very little chest hair, but like my legs are so hairy. Like I've been told it's weird.
You got a hairy back, haven't you?
Talk to your boys about their bodies. Everybody's talking about mental health. Everybody's starting talking about
Mental hair.
Yeah, I get fucking disgusting back hair. It's like a natural cape.
So he's got a little yellow boat.
He's got a little boat on his chest.
I like it. It's simple. I like the colour actually. It's
Yellow?
like it's not a colour you would generally go with, and I'm thinking of a yellow tattoo, but it looks cool.
Apparently, it's from the wallpaper in his childhood home. He was in Vegas when he got it, and he got his mum to FedEx through some actual wallpaper from his childhood home,
Wow.
so that he could get that tattooed on.
Yeah, okay, I dig that big time.
I remember being 18 and I was going to get a Bright Eyes tattoo.
Oh, what were you going to get?
I was going to get the yellow bird from this record, which kind of is a kind of recurrent theme of his brother and about kind of strength and stuff, you know. So I was going to get that, and then looking for his tattoos for Tattoo Woohoo, Tattoo Boohoo, I realised, if you go on the Bright Eyes Reddit or Reddit.com, man, a lot of people have that tattoo.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot of people have got the yellow bird. So I'm glad I didn't get it. I'm glad I got something more original, like a anatomically correct heart on my heart. Nobody has that. Oh wait, they do.
Yeah, that's a popular one as
Fucking
well.
basic boy.
A basic B.
Boy.
Christopher, do you have tattoos?
I have tattoo, singular.
Can we see your tattoo?
We're going to do a live Tattoo Woohoo, Tattoo Boo.
Where is it?
It's on my arse cheek, so I don't think.
Yeah! What have you got tattooed on your ass?
I've got.
I'm so surprised by that. The only other person I know who's got a tattoo on their ass is Gus Lindbergh, the comedian, and that makes sense because he used to be a Club 18 to 30 rep, and he's a bit of a laddie lad background. Yeah. Yeah, whereas I can't see you on the streets of Magaluf selling shots.
No, I always wanted to get a tattoo, and I've got Bender from Futurama on my arse. It's the tattoo that Fry has in Futurama that holds the secret to time travel, and
Wow!
yeah.
Show us. No, you don't have to show us. We're not going to pressure you to get your ass out on the pod.
It would. We're on
Got in trouble
YouTube
for that
now.
sort of thing again.
What's it called
What?
when you can't do stuff? TOS. Terms of service.
Yeah, we can't get asses out on the pod.
Nice one, Bush.
Yeah,
Thanks for that. Thanks for setting up YouTube.
one time I was
Speaking of George Bush,
was right.
do you know what? We didn't even eat. Have you heard the song that he'd done at this time that wasn't on the record? It's called When the President Talks to God.
Yeah.
And it's about, it's like semi-improv. You've heard that, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's not on the album.
Mm.
It's, hey, listen, we all know what he did. George Bush did stuff.
Yep.
Illegal wars,
Mm-hmm.
9/11,
Wore a cool hat.
wore a cool hat, cowboy hat.
Yeah.
He's been getting the country recently himself.
Right.
You know, he did a lot of other stuff. But, you know, this song sucks. It's like a semi-improvised kind of...
Well, there is that. So, what do you think of the first song on this album with the little weird monologue at the beginning?
Can you do the monologue about that?
Okay.
Your insane brain.
You know, Chris, you don't have to, by the way.
I'm trying to figure out
the little fucking monkey.
So there was this
This
woman,
woman-
and she was sailing... No, she was flying
30,000 feet.
1,000 feet off the
Planet Earth.
largest bullshit
I found this quite annoying.
And that,
man.
it's the closest that this album gets to that sort of mid-noughties cloying twee kind of thing. Like other music that was maybe of this ilk, and like fucking indie movies where like the
Garden
logo...
State.
Gardens. I'm surprised there's not any Bright Eyes on the Garden State soundtrack. Garden State was the first film I ever went to go see by myself. I was like, I'm going to go to the film theatre, and I'm going to have a coffee, and I'm going to watch this indie movie, still an indie movie with the fucking guy from Scrubs.
Yeah. Sat on your bender arse cheek.
The guy from Big Bang Theory, but we didn't know that then.
Yeah.
Didn't know that then.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Garden State?
No.
Bro.
Dude, if you didn't see it when you were a pretentious teenager, then do not go back to watch it. It's yeah.
I'm not sticking up for myself. I hated it when it was for me. I was like, what the fuck? The shins aren't that good.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, what was that?
So that first song, that's the only bit. Like,
There
I
was
actually
this woman-
found myself on the re-listens just like skipping the first 30 seconds of that
No
song.
way, man.
Yeah. No, it was one of those things that, like, as an experience, it's a lot like skits in hip-hop song albums.
It's not like a skit.
Imagine Bright Eyes and skits.
But it is a bit in that you, as a listening experience, you listen to it and then you hear the skits the first time and you go, oh yeah, okay, that's a fun inclusion. And then after that point onwards, you're like, okay, I've heard this now, I just want to hear the music.
Yeah.
No way, man.
It's the kind of like if you put on the album for a friend, one of the friends, like, you'd be like, just hang on.
Yeah.
Is there any experience worse than showing someone that you like a song you like?
Mhm.
I know that's in this podcast.
Yeah, that's the entire podcast.
Jesus Christ, that sucks.
Yeah, that's why sending people music is so good. Then you don't have to be there to witness them experience it.
You let them, yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
No, you want to be Natalie Portman in the foyer of a vet's, throwing on some headphones, being able to listen to this. It's fine.
Is there anything else you want to say about
There
this
was this
album?
woman flying 30,000 feet above the largest ocean on planet Earth, and there was this.
She was in a plane. Just said she was in a plane.
Have you seen the video for this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's like a dramatization of the model.
And it's got Terrence Stamp in it, who's kind of a wee bit of a creep.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Terry.
Big Terrence. Listen.
Where are we going?
Go to a birthday party!
We're going to a birthday party.
It's your birthday party,
Happy birthday, darling. We love you very, very, very much.
So
That's so cool, man.
after the first 30 seconds,
Is
the album is incredibly
Bloody Mary.
consistent.
Yeah.
Beautiful lyrics. It reminds me of Elliott Smith as well.
You
Yeah.
need to be cringe. The cringe theory.
Yeah, okay.
This is so
Cringe
cringe.
theory.
I love it.
Yeah, it is cringe, isn't it? You're like, just imagining him do it, especially in the circumstances in which they recorded it. The three of them standing around and him having to record that each time.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get it right, you have to start the whole song again.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh god, can you imagine us three standing in a circle and actually we'll basically right, get your arse cheek out.
What do you hang out in the name of? There was this woman.
They're 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
There was this group of terrorists
Yeah.
in an airplane flying over the.
Happy birthday, George Bush.
Yeah, I would say like most of the
Twin Towers.
like most of the politics that are on this album are like sort of vague enough and like sort of timeless enough that like, you know, it kind of holds up well. But when the president talks to God, that kind of B-side of this album is so of its time. And anytime there's like a shit president or something, like everybody always says, oh, but it's going to make great art. It's also going to make some really cringe art. Like Trump era stuff already is like,
bad at the time.
Yeah.
Even Eminem's Trump raps.
Yeah, even Eminem's Trump rap's the greatest.
That's a hot coffee pot.
But I really liked listening to this album this week.
See that cringe monologue you're talking about?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've passed that off as my own creation to girls when I was a teenager.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, you little fuckboy.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate fucking indie poetry prick move.
I remember being at a house party and
Oh god, those girls have, since you've done that to them, have listened to this album and gone, that little shit.
that's happened a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I remember being at a house party and I told a girl that I was in love with her and she said, oh, I'm not really like that. I was like, alright.
I'm not really like that. I'm not to be loved.
I'm paraphrasing. She was like, I'm not really like that. I was like, alright, cool. So I was sad and I went home and then on the way out, one of my friends went, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to go home and listen to a Bright Eyes record? And see if they'd said like the Smiths or something, they'd be like, oh, you know, because they knew what I was going to go home to, I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and then you would have a listen to a Bright Eyes record.
Yeah, and then one of the guys, I went to school with this girl, I know we were running out of time, but I went to school with this girl and they were all going to Teen the Park, this group of friends that I was kind of vaguely in. And they were like, oh, well, you're not going Bright Eyes then? I was like, wait, what? Bright Eyes played Teen the Park 2011? And then one of the guys went, yeah, my cousin's in the band.
What?
I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, some of my family moved to America and one of them was in Bright Eyes and toured band. I was like, what the fuck? Are you going to go see them? She's like, no, they're not at the same time as Coldplay. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with this?
Wow, man.
Anyway.
How was Coldplay?
It was sick. No, I didn't go. I've never did too much, unfortunately. Too much of my thing.
So I'm guessing you enjoyed the album. It's one of your
This is
all-time
the
faves.
best album of the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Name a better one.
Today.
No.
Yep.
Didn't like it.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Um,
You think it's the best album of the 90s?
Yeah, well,
Parachutes by Coldplay.
my cousin's in it.
Yeah, that's it's a bold claim. I'd have to actually have a look at lots of different albums released and an artist to actually properly have a look through that.
You don't have that knowledge in your head?
Well, I just gave you one.
Yeah.
Off the top.
Give me another
off
nine.
the dome. Another 9.
9 good albums to the 90s.
Hardfire.
Cash Machine. Stars with CCTV, of course.
Yes, very good.
Those
So,
two.
the other Hardfire album.
Remember it? Okay.
Yeah. What's the Kaiser Chiefs?
Employment. Okay. Yeah, that's up there for me too.
I don't know, man. But
6 more records for your little coffee break. Come on.
no, come on.
Okay.
Why are you bullying me this week?
It's fun.
Mm.
When you're impaired.
Yeah. So I enjoyed listening to the record, and it's been nice weather this week, and there is something about sort of acoustic music like this when you're walking along. It does have a sort of summer tinge.
It's a freezing week recorded in, but it's lovely, nice. Yeah, I was driving about the borders this week listening to this, and it's great. Little Americana, all the countryside, all the little plants and stuff. Super.
Yeah. The winter thing kind of surprised me because in my head this has always been a summer album. Yeah.
Yeah, so every week we add a song each from the album to the ever-growing Enjoyed Album playlist, and then we also add... Why are you looking at my list?
Just look at the time.
We also add a song inspired by the chat we just had. So, Christopher, what song from the album would you like to put on?
I'm going to stick on one of my all-time sitting with an acoustic guitar at a house party and everybody's upset with me and they're like, why you got the capo on 7? I'm like, you're about to find out. Lua. I recorded this on my dictaphone and then sent it to a girl once.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're such a indie stereotype.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm going to put on Road to Joy. I think it's so fun. It's a little pun, and they have Road to Joy in there, and then it fucking goes off at the end.
It took me embarrassingly long to clock the pun. It's like, oh, it's Ode to Joy and it's Road to... Yeah. Felt like a fool.
Christopher, you get to add a song to the playlist. What one would you like to add from the album?
From the album, I'm going to go with Poison Oak. I think that's sort of like the climax of the album, and then Road to Joy is a really nice, fun, like sort of epilogue kind of thing. But yeah,
Then when everything gets reversed, songs of loneliness makes me happier.
And inspired by, I'm going to put on Bright Eyes by Art Garfunkel, but I'm tempted to put on, there's a song called Bright Eyes by Anushka Shankar. Do you know who she is?
No way, man. Who's that?
She's a sitar player.
Stick out.
She fucking bangs, right?
is she related to Ravi Shankar or?
She is related to Norah Jones.
So so she must also be like Ravi Shankar, because Norah Jones is Ravi Shankar's daughter.
Yeah, I think it's maybe her daughter. And anyway, they are related. And she's playing the Edinburgh International Festival. So like last week, I was talking to my friend who works at the International Festival, and he said this chick Anushka Shankar is like the best-selling thing so far. So I listened to a bunch of it. I was like, fucking cool-ass sitar music. And then when I was looking up Bright Eyes on YouTube, she has a song called Bright Eyes, and she's playing it on the sitar, and it fucking bangs. So actually, fuck Art Garfunkel. He's gonna get Art Garfuck from me. I'm gonna put on Anushka Shankar's Bright Eyes.
Did you bring that up just to say that thing there?
No, I just kind of on the
That
spot.
was really good.
I thought so as well.
I got this set. What about you? How
Chris,
about
you
you?
do your second one first.
I think it's nice to give the guest a chance in case it's the same thing that they've brought as me.
Right, okay, so they can go first. Yeah, okay. What were you going to put on Anushka Shankar?
No. I mean, this was a sort of gateway album. Then got listening to a lot of the influences of that. Got me listening to Bob Dylan. I'm going to put on from the album Blood on the Tracks, Simple Twist of Fate.
Wow,
I think that's
that's lovely.
Great choice.
Bold statement. I think Bright Eyes is better than Bob Dylan.
That's a stupid thing to say.
Okay. I'm going to stick on one of my favourite Bright Eyes songs from the last track on the album before this. It's called Let's Not Shit Ourselves to Love and to Be Loved. It's a 10-minute
Oh, yes.
absolute.
Oh my god, a 10-minute song called Let's Not Shit Ourselves.
This is like your life story.
Absolutely, it's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's all about it's absolutely great. It's about him being an alky and his dad comes
What?
to visit him in the hospital.
Oh my
and
god.
his dad's like, it's okay, but you just can't do this again.
Yeah.
It's stunningly
I
beautiful.
need to listen to this right now.
Oh, the whole album, Lifted, it's called. It's a great.
Lifted. What, Lighthouse Family?
We lifted.
When are we doing the Lighthouse Family, man?
We were
That's a
never-
fucking band.
Let's get the Lighthouse
Lifted.
Family on the pod to talk about their favourite
Lifted.
Sum 41 album.
I used to sing the words Lib Dem to that. For some reason I just... I just thought that would be a funny campaign song for them. Lib Dem. Right.
What would you do to Nick Clegg if you had him here?
I would throttle him.
I'd twist his nips. And blame him for 9/11.
I'd tattoo Bender onto his arse cheeks.
I would tattoo David Cameron on
But I've
his
never
cheeks so
done-
every time I had to shit, I had to go past David Cameron.
Just remind you of being in government, you fucking fool!
Thank you so much for listening to.
Thank you, Chris Thorburn,
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
in.
Check out his podcast, eh?
Yeah, Chris, what do you want to plug? Plug some stuff. Go crazy.
I'm doing the Edinburgh Festival this year, from the 10th till the 27th.
Hell yes.
It's a comedy show all about films called Cineman. Just jokes about films.
One of the first things that I saw of yours, I was like, "This guy's fucking cool." Is when you did "There Will Be Blood" to the tune of "There Will Be Love" by Maroon 5. There will be blood. That's top tier stuff. I love that.
Very stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got one of my all-time favourite jokes about films that I'm not going to spoil, but you should check out the show. If you like comedy that's about stuff, and if you've watched this, you arguably like comedy that's, like people talking about music, you should check out him talking about films.
Yes.
It's entertaining.
And you also have done a podcast about the movie world attached to The Simpsons.
Yes. Like me and Richard Brown did a sort of short-run podcast called Flim Springfield. It was fun. Yeah, you just watching classic episodes of The Simpsons with the classic films that they're sort of parodying, and that was a lot of fun. We did that during lockdown. Kept me sane.
Yeah.
You've got a current film podcast as well with Billy Kirkwood and Rick Mullen and Kate Hammer and who else?
Chris Scott.
Chris, my fucking across the road neighbour, Chris Scott.
Arguably too many people for a podcast, but
Way too many. Way too many people, but you should check it.
Thank you so much for watching, streaming, downloading, whatever you did. If you have been watching, give us a little like and a little comment. Why the hell not? And big thanks to Big Thorburn for coming in. Big thanks to you for coming back.
Big thanks to Big Thorburn. Big thanks to me for coming back. Thank
Yeah,
you so
yeah.
much.
And you know, thank me.
Big thanks to you.
Big thanks
Thanks,
to Liam
Chris.
Withnail. Big thanks to you, then.
Yes, our man in the
Respect.
tech box.
You can't see him. He's doing the thank you
Yeah.
and thing or the
Yeah.
high five. I don't know.
He slit Coben's throat to get the job.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that.
Coben is dead.
He's dead.
Alright.
Yes. Enjoy your week, and we'll be back next week for more album enjoyment. Bye.
Thorburn, thank you so much, brother.